This girl is totally bossy. On their date, seeing Jack glued to his phone the whole time, she stood up right away and lifted his chin.
実物見て。
Christmas Eve had finally arrived. Jack dressed up like a total creep and showed up at the meeting spot half an hour early. He thought he was way too early, but when he looked up, he spotted Alice in the crowd instantly. Looking at Alice, all dressed up nicely, Jack fell head over heels for her completely, but they'd agreed to meet at 2 o'clock sharp, and Jack was totally convinced he'd misread the time. When he got closer, he saw the girl biting into a snack, and he knew for sure it was Alice. So, to catch Alice's attention, Jack walked all the way around her like a lovesick weirdo.
びっくりした。
あれ2時だったよな。
場所確認しとこうかなって。
Just like that, with Alice taking the lead, the two went on their first date, but Jack was so clueless that it never even crossed his mind, instead thinking Alice was just there to run errands, so he tried to keep his distance from her. Then he suddenly realized he looked like a total stalker in the glass reflection. Thinking back to Alice's expression earlier, Jack quickly took off his hat and pulled off his mask.
やっと顔見れた。もうこれ
あ、ごめん。俺持つ。
違う。
Alice said this way they wouldn't get separated, but worried all the weight was on Alice's side. Jack tried to step back to lighten her load. However, Alice used the excuse that he'd block other people's way, and stepped right up close to him. After that, the two headed to a dessert shop. Alice had heard the waffles here were both delicious and cute, so she really wanted to try them. But looking at the adorable Alice in front of him, paired with the moment they were in, Jack suddenly realized it felt like they were on a date. While they were waiting in line, Alice said you shouldn't go to an amusement park on a first date. After all, you have to wait in long lines for the rides, which can just make things awkward and kill the mood. But it didn't seem like that was a problem at all for them.
何が？
That's when Alice realized she'd let it slip, but the thought of it being a date never even crossed Jack's mind. Seeing Alice's worried look, Jack thought it was because he wasn't standing in front of her, so Jack prepared to step forward. Alice stopped him right away when she saw this. If Jack actually stood in front of her, he'd probably only be able to talk to her thighs. To ease the awkwardness, Jack was curious about how Alice had done her hair that day, but Alice said her mom had helped her comb it. Jack was a little surprised by this, because in Jack's eyes, Alice's mom gave off a really serious vibe. Alice said her mom might be like that outside, but she's super gentle at home, and even calls her by sweet nicknames all the time.
うわ、かわいいの。
可愛いって言うんだ。キモすぎたか。
Once they got inside the shop, Alice's mood picked right back up when she saw the menu, but Jack's eyes nearly popped out when he saw the prices. Still, to save face, Jack said he didn't really like sweet stuff anyway, so he only ordered a cheap cup of coffee. When she heard that, Alice felt really sorry. She said she would have gone to a cafe if she'd known earlier. Then the waiter came over to their table. After Alice ordered a coffee for Jack, Jack realized something was off. He shouldn't have lied to Alice about not liking sweets, and it was totally inappropriate to let the girl order for him. While Jack was overthinking this, the waiter brought over his coffee. Remembering he just said he didn't like sweets, Jack resisted the urge to add sugar.
苦いし。
Before long, the waiter brought over the waffle set Alice had ordered. Just like that, at Alice's request, Jack took a photo of her eating, and even recorded a short video of her taking a big bite of the waffle. He thought she was gonna post these online, but then Jack got a message from Alice. When he opened it, it was the video he'd just taken.
実物見て。